This is take two. I had a technical error. Audio wasn't coming through, and none of you even said anything. That's why I'm most hurt. But we're going to get going with today's re-recording live broadcast of episode 27. So if you're struggling to get clients, I'm going to be pinpointing 3 things you may or may not be considering. They're a bit more philosophical, a little less tactical, although there'll be some tactics in between. And yeah, I'm just gonna be sharing what's held me back in the past. And when I do any of these things, it continues to hold me back. So I would like to make sure they're on your radar and that you know what to do. If you've been here before, you know what's up. Cold Brew Gang, if you had your coffee today, whether you're live or in the replay, drop some fire flames. The audio is working now. Got to do a better job of checking that. Lesson learned. I thought I nailed it in the first episode. I even did it before my client call that just happened in the last hour so that I didn't have to do it afterwards. Here we are. That said, let's hop in and bring this to life. Hey, what's up? Jeremy here from whatupjeremy.com, back with another episode of Client by Client. Before we get into today's episode and sharing with you what might be hurting your ability to be getting clients, let's talk about the last episode of the show. And what I broke down for you is how to become the coach they copy. Part of my mission with this show is for you to become the influencer of influencers. Is that when you start to do something in your business, you start to notice that your other colleagues, even your audience, people that are around you, they start to follow you and take your lead. I think that copying someone and getting copied is the most sincere form of flattery. So what I break down in the episode is what to do to start become the coach that gets copied so that you can avoid imposter syndrome, so that when anyone does what you do in time, they will be seen as maybe copying you. And so you'll, one of two things, you'll get the sincerest form of flattery when they don't give you credit. And then when they do give you credit, you get credit. Also, don't be one of those people that needs credit for everything. I think it's one of my pet peeves. In fact, I think I think it comes from a place of insecurity for most people. When others copy me, and it happens all the time, guys, I am flattered. I try to reinforce it positively, right? Because at least they're trying stuff, and I give you full permission to take my stuff. Give me credit if you feel that's the right thing to do, but in time, whether you're copying me or someone else, you will get found out, and it will only affect your mental more. When people model me and they teach my stuff and they tell the stories that I tell, I'm honored, I'm flattered. And the last thing I do is message them or say, I said that, or give me credit for that. Don't be that person either. Sit back and know that you're the one getting copied and that you're doing something right. And what I do in the last episode, rant done. What I do in the last episode is I share with you what to do to become the coach they copy, to become the influencer of the influencers. It's one thing to be an influencer. Those influencers have influencers, and I want for you to be one of them. So backtrack to episode 26 and check that out. But today, what we're here to talk about is if you're struggling to get clients, maybe it's one of these 3 things. So instead of talking about what happens when you don't get today's episode right, we already know you're going to be struggling to get clients, or you're going to have no clients. So that said, let's talk about what these 3 things are, and let's get you to doing the opposite so that you can be getting clients consistently. The first thing that might be hurting your ability and keeping you struggling to get clients consistently is about showing up daily. In the last couple episodes, you guys have heard my philosophy that you are the boss, the salesperson, the janitor, and the coach all at once at some time in your online business. And as your career accelerates, you start to get team and systems, and you start to need less of those things. And so what you will not have is a boss telling you along the way to wake up, get out of bed, get dressed, do the business, start business, get visible, get clients, right? Like you have to do all of those things in and of your own accord. That's why online business and online coaching isn't for everyone. You have to either really hate jobs in the workplace and really be independent, or you have to be very entrepreneurial in order to get this right. And so I talk a lot about you have to get visible. And I think that starts at the beginning of your day. And I think one of the easiest ways for you to get visible and to show up daily is on the story. In fact, in episode 22, let me make sure. Yeah, in episode 22, I share with you exactly what to do to use stories so that you do have an open sign, you do turn it on. I share with you what to do in the story to actually be getting clients from it and to get leads from it every single day. So backtrack to episode 22 to check that out. But whether it's story or a video on another platform, it's sending out an email or posting in your Facebook group, you have to do something to let people know that you're open for business. It's not literally saying, hey, I'm open today, book a call, but you got to be putting content, pain-based content out there, right? Magnetic content out there that talks about the problems your market's having in your own way, in your own words, and that makes them feel better about the solution and that there is a solution, and then calling them to action. And so right now, you need to be showing up daily to get that visibility so you have the chance to get clients. Now, maybe you don't have a huge social media platform, but maybe you do have some leads or some prospects, or you're starting to get in that mode. Show up daily on social media, yes, but also you can show up daily at mass, or you can show up as well as like for an individual person. So right now, if you have leads in your pipeline because you're using GetBookedCRM or a CRM in general, you can also be showing up daily for those people. In fact, it's going to lead you to more revenue if you show up daily for them by reaching out, by touching base, by giving them some feedback on something, following up in general. So over the short to midterm, you got to show up daily on social media, but also like be showing up right now for individual prospects and people who are in your DMs, or that you have already identified as leads in your system, so that you can advance them and increase your chances of them turning into a paying client sooner. So you got to be showing up daily. Story is a good way. Email is a good way. You just need to have a way to be doing that. So like, it's very easy to roll out of bed and to stay in your pajamas. And I know this firsthand, and to not really get ready. And then all of a sudden the day kind of goes by and you worked on, this or that, but did you really make progress in your business? And so if you're stuck in that mode, I highly recommend that you wake up, you take a shower, you put on like clothes to be seen out in public. All right. I know people who go as far as to get ready, kiss the wife goodbye, pet the dog, kiss the kid on the forehead, walk out to the driveway, out to the street, and walk back. And when they walk back, they're in work mode. They go to the office. They are in a mode. So like whatever you need to do to prime yourself to get into work mode and to show up daily, you got to create a routine around that, create something that helps you to do that, because working at home is a double-edged sword. Having the freedom and autonomy to work where you want, when you want, and to focus on what you want is a double-edged sword. So you have to have the discipline to be able to attract the kind of freedom that you're wanting in your life. And I think this all starts with showing up daily. That's thing number one. Thing number two, and I know that some of you right now are already doing everything you can and going as hard as you can and trying everything that you can. But thing number two is you have to be giving your best. And so for the folks that are showing up every day and already giving their best, it's about how do you beat your best, right? Your best 1 year from now is going to be hopefully more elevated than your best right now. So it's about like competing with yourself. I admittedly am one of the least competitive people that I know. And so it takes a lot for me to get into that competitive energy, right? And so what I have to do is compete with myself. That motivates me. How can I be better than I was yesterday? There's a little post-it note here next to my desk, and it just has one word. It says better, right? Like, how do you just get 1% better at what you're doing, at your conversations, at your story, at your content, at being the coach, at coaching your clients, all those things? Like, how do you get better every single time and every single day? So you got to be giving your best, and over a long period of time, you got to challenge yourself to be better. One of the best ways to do this is to be journaling, and not like necessarily talking about your emotions or what happened, but like analyze yourself like a professional athlete would, right? You think Tiger Woods just shows up to the driving range? No, he probably has a routine to stretch and to prime himself, and a visualization that he runs. And probably at the end of it, he's analyzing, and in the moment, he's probably taking notes. You ever seen the golfer out there? They take a little thing out. Yeah, they're tracking score. They're also tracking things that happen in certain parts of the course, and where the grass was softer and what happened here and there. And I think that that's a really good thing to be doing in your business, right? Is to be documenting for yourself, if for no one else, what's going well, what could be done better, leaving yourself notes and treating your business like a case study, like you're a scientist. And although you're the person in your business analyzing yourself, I think this is a way that you can get better over time. So you have to be showing up and you have to be giving your best. And I'm going to add a caveat to this as well. I'm going to add something additional. You have to be expecting the best. A lot of you guys are waking up right now, and because something happened the day before, you're automatically going into the next day, bringing that past with you, assuming something bad is going to happen in front of you. And so you have to change your expectations, right? You need to change where you're aiming so you can actually hit it. And maybe you've gone through a little bit of a dry spell. Maybe things have not been going your way. The best way to continue in that and to have it not go your way is to expect the bad that happened in the past to continue to happen in the future. And we now know that sometimes the worst thing that happened in the past can end up being the best thing. It's happening for you, not to you. We have to have a mindset shift around that. Thing number 2 is you got to be giving it your best. Every time you do your story, you need to be trying to get better and giving it your best. And your job, your goal with those sorts of things is just to impact one person. So I don't know of a better way of doing that than to elevate yourself, prime yourself, and to be showing up every day, doing the best that you can and working with what you got. Thing number 3. This is something that you can be doing over a short period of time, as well as, more importantly, over a long period of time. You see, right now, and when you're starting your online business and you're just getting started in coaching, it's client by client. It's one client at a time that you're landing. But what I want over a long period of time is for it to be easier for you to be getting clients, so that, yeah, you can still hustle and get a client, but you also have leads coming your way and prospects coming your way, and they are working their hardest to join your program. So you do less hard selling, less cold outreach, less any weird stuff or hard sales stuff. And over a long period of time, 1, 2, 3 years, you have more clients coming your way. This is how it's going to get easier for you to get clients and for you to get off the treadmill of needing to chase every single prospect and turning them into clients one at a time. So what you need to do to make that easier, and that you're probably not doing or focusing on right now, is you have to be building your authority. Yes, building your authority is a long-term game, but it's done on a daily basis, and there are things you could be doing right now. We talked about thing number 1 of you have to be showing up. Part of that showing up, and what I covered in episode 22 on the story, is showing proof that you're coaching and that people are getting results. Maybe you're just starting out and you don't have a bunch of results. Show yourself coaching. Talk about the lessons that are going on. If you have proof and testimonials that your students are sending you, post those on your story, and don't just post them once. Post them once a week, twice a week. Recycle and reuse those to be building that authority. Because the fact of the matter is that you are competing with a lot of other coaches who've been doing this far longer than you and have more authority. So while someone right now might be considering working with you, they might get an ad served by some big box coach who's showing more proof, more character, more evidence, and talking more about the problems than you might be. And guys, I've lost sales to this in the past, so I can only speak from experience. And what I want is for you to build the authority right now on an individual prospect by prospect basis, and over a long period of time on your social media and through your email and your Facebook group, maybe your podcast, whatever you have. You're also building that authority over a long term. Think about what I'm doing with this show. Eventually, I will be at 500 episodes. Eventually, I will be at 1,000 episodes. Eventually, I'll be at 3,000 episodes. So what does that say about my authority in the marketplace? What does that say to a prospect who's coming in and been coaching, and maybe they have a coach right now, but they go to my show and they see the people I've worked with, the 1,000 episodes, all the proof and case studies and testimonials. So over a long period of time, you need to be aiming at building your authority, but building your authority can be done on a prospect by prospect basis. So when you do get a warm lead, send them proof. Include proof in the details of your coaching program and the documents. If you sell like I do and you have your program in a document and what you want to work with your clients on, put proof inside of there and share what your clients are saying too. So you got to be building your authority, and building your authority, it's done now and it's done later. In fact, I have to shout out Vince Del Monte. You guys have heard me talk about him before. He shared something that I take with me still to this day, which is about tasks that grow your business. Outside of administrative tasks that need to be done, there are only 2 types of tasks. There are money now tasks and there are money later tasks. So there are only tasks that are going to help you make money now, and then there are tasks that are more scale long term. Many of you guys are focused on one or the other. And so you're good at getting the client right now, but you're not doing anything to be making it easier for you to get clients, or you're working on all the things that are long-term to get you clients down the road, but you have no clients coming in right now. The reality is it's a balance of both of these things. And so maybe you're like me and you like some variety in your day. What I'm doing right now is when I wake up in the morning, I try as fast as I can to get out of bed. I'm waking up about 4 right now. I'm going to bed at like 7:30. The sun is still up, but like, and I have some thoughts on that to like even give to you. But when I wake up, I try as fast as possible to get to my computer, and I'll end up having 15 minutes to an hour to work on my podcast, which is long term building my authority. And so whenever I'm not prospecting enough, I'll move that to the first thing in my day to eat that big frog first. Furthermore, you have to know what season of life you're in. All right, when it comes to your business. For some of you guys, you're getting clients consistently, all good. If you are not getting those clients consistently that you're wanting, then I think it's important you look at your day and structure it in a way that lends and leads to you being more likely to hit your goals. So like right now, I am in a season of no. I'm focused on building the show. I'm focused on helping my students. I'm focused on building my business. While that's been a common theme over the last 10 years of my life, there have been many times where I've been just so distracted that I'm not doing that for as long as I can, not getting better every day, not giving my best. And so, what I recommend is you got to look at what are the things that are distracting you. Maybe you're like me. Here are some past distractions I've had. Some of them are current distractions, but I'm doing them in ways to like mitigate them or minimize them, right? So, like drinking with friends, TV, social events, dating, smoking, even working out, even time with family, all can be things that take away from your mission. So everything in balance. But what I recommend is knowing what season you're in. Right now, I am in a season of no. It takes a lot for me right now to accept a last second invitation or to like do something on the fly. I am less meeting up with friends for coffee. I'm less taking podcast interviews that are not 2 or 3 months out. I am less taking social invitations right now. I'm going to bed at like 7:30, 7:45 while the sun is kind of still out here in Arizona so that I can wake up and protect me waking up at 4 o'clock so I can have an hour before the gym. And then I'm doing the gym first thing in the morning because that makes everything about my day feel better. If you're at all feeling anxious or depressed, check out the sun rising in the morning. Chances are you're probably sleeping in super late, or at least after the sun rises, start to wake up with the sun. That will make you feel a type of way about everything in your life. It will put in perspective the things that are important and the things that might not be. So you need to know the season of the life that you're in. Right now, I say yes more to my business, to my health, and my family than I do anything else. And while it can like sometimes feel like I might be hurting someone else's feelings or like that it may change the way they're thinking that may want to have to say no, it's less of a no and it's a not right now. You need to know what season you're in. And if right now a friend texts you and says, let's go get coffee or let's meet up for drinks or let's smoke or let's go do this or that, and you're immediately dropping what you're doing and saying yes, you're distracted. And if you're not having the results you're wanting in your business, then something needs to change. I think one of the easiest things you can do to be showing up daily, to give it your best and build authority over a long term is to know the season you're in life and stick with it and protect it. And let the people closest to you know where you're coming from and what you're doing and what you're trying to get at so that they can help you too. And so that they can support you and know how to be there for you in the way that's going to help you to increase your own self-worth, increase the value you bring to the marketplace, increase the longevity of your online coaching career, and to get clients consistently. This is the flow, guys. This is what you got to do. This is what might be hurting you from getting clients consistently. You're not showing up daily. You're maybe not giving it your best and you're leaving some in the tank. And you're most definitely not building your authority over a long period of time. These are things that are dials and buttons that you can control in your business and in your life and do things about them right now. And I promise you that the version of you a year from now that's made those changes and gotten the results is going to be thankful that you made those hard choices and decisions and shifts. And that person will also start to see that, hey, that's not the hardest thing in the world to be saying no more often than saying yes, and to not be answering the phone as much and to be less on social media and to be focusing on the things that are going to get you to where you want to be. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Client by Client. Whenever you are ready, here are a few ways I can help you. Coaches, if you're not using a CRM or you're managing your leads from the inbox and on social media, then you need to get a copy of GetBookedCRM. I made this to help you get leads and turn them into clients in half the time. To access your copy, just message me or drop the letters CRM on Instagram at WhatUpJeremy, and I can get you a free copy of that. Second, join my free group for online coaches. I've got just about 1,000 coaches from all over the world. They may be a step ahead of you. They might be at the same step as you or just a baby step behind. But what you get is you get access to my weekly trainings, access to me and my best resources, and you get to be around other coaches just like you. All you got to do is message me or drop the words group or search Leverage Coach on Facebook. Lastly, I'm getting a couple coaches together this next month to implement my methods for getting a minimum of 15K in new clients or doubling your online client roster in the next 90 days. But working with the right people is the most important, and I'm super picky. So this is only for you if you are a relationship-focused coach who puts the person ahead of the money. You have been coaching for at least 1 year, or you're at least not super brand new, wet behind the ears when it comes to coaching. You'd like to get 3 to 5 clients organically every month from social media without spending money on paid traffic and ads. You have at least 300 friends on Facebook or Instagram, or members in a group or email list subscribers. You are willing to take bold action because you know your success depends upon it. And last but most importantly, you can keep a secret. If that's you, I want for you to message me the words case study over on Instagram, and I'll share with you what we have coming up this month in the Get Clients program, how we're already helping other students in the Get Clients program with this, and what this can mean for you and have the biggest impact for you and your online business. Again, find me on Instagram at WhatUpJeremy and message me case study or send me case study wherever you're consuming this. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you back tomorrow with another episode of Client by Client. Podcast episode, hour-long student call, and then another podcast episode that I already did. My voice is taking a little toll. So I'm going to go and make some food and enjoy the day. It's a nice overcasty day, and then continue on. If you've made it all the way to the end of this, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Drop the word "end" in all caps so I can shoot you out and send you some love. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.